Wait for a couple of people to jump on. How is your Tuesday? Awesome. Okay, I can see the chat. How are you going? How are you? Welcome. I decided I would go live. I haven't been live in quite some time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna jump on, show my face. We had a beautiful full moon event last night. If you weren't there, you definitely missed out. It was really, really magical here on the Sunshine Coast. Really nice. And if you don't live on the Sunshine Coast and you want to come to our events, then you better move, because it's totally worth it. I made the move about, if you don't know, I think it was like 2 years ago now, or over 2 years ago. And it was the best decision I ever made for myself. Best choice I ever made. It's everything I ever wanted and more. It's been very challenging, but it's been so rewarding at the same time too. So if you're living in a place where you don't want to live, little side note, move. And move to a place that makes you feel alive, and where you'll meet more like-minded people as well. So had a lot of conversations around this morning. I had a beautiful call with an amazing, incredible leader. She's going to be stepping forth into her confidence as a coach, as a mentor as well. Of course, there's some fears and things that hold her back there, but she's really on the same page as myself and Kristen, and has been. And yeah, it was a really beautiful call. So anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about is Sagittarius full moon and human design, and because it really co-creates really amazingly. So for those of you who don't know, I have been studying, embodying, looking into a tool, a resource called human design for the past over 4 years now. And I first learned about human design from my kinesiologist, Kathy, and she's absolutely incredible. She's a beautiful kinesiologist back in Gippsland, where I'm from, and really opened my eyes to becoming more about myself. Ever since I can remember, I always dreamt of, just being on stage or presenting or talking or anything like that. But what that really has shown me is the confidence that I want to who I want to become, like the confidence in myself. And so I've always been, and one of my big values is about authenticity and all about individuality too. So it's a big part of my journey. So when I started learning about human design, I was like, holy shit, like this really resonates with me. And I'm not someone who wants to be attached to this one thing. There's so many different parts of me as well. But what I've really found is that human design helps me break away from all of the conditioning. It helps me decondition. It helps me just come back to my own roots. It's about exploring. It's about experimenting and coming back to who we are underneath all of the craziness that we can be conditioned with in society, and what we take on even at a very young age. So it's about taking what resonates and then leaving what doesn't as well. So I've been studying it for the past 4 years, embodying it. Human design, like I mentioned, it's a beautiful tool and resource to just learn more about yourself. And especially if you're feeling really stuck right now, or you can feel like there's a lot of heaviness, or you just uncertainty, or not feeling sure, or feeling quite lost, whatever it is for you right now, or even if you just love learning more about who you are and your own truth, then it's a really beautiful tool resource to have access to. I do free 30-minute sessions. We can chat about where you're at, where you're wanting to be, and then where I can best direct you and how we can best help you and mentor you through whatever option, wherever you're at right now, whatever's best for you. So really, really cool stuff. So it is all about authenticity. I'm very much about authenticity. And now more than ever, I feel like I've really stepped into like everything I've learned from human design, everything the choices I've made, the people I've met, everything that I'm doing within the Freedom System movement as well is so in alignment with just like really who I am. And I've been on this incredible sacred journey a couple weekends ago. It's gone so quick already. And it's really, I feel like I've stepped into womanhood. Like I've really stepped into this more authentic me, and really coming out of my shell with that. So I'll share more on that on another live, but it's really, that's where I'm at right now. And it's made me have a lot of appreciation for, what I'm teaching, who I'm mentoring, and what I want to be sharing. It's made me want to become louder and prouder about it. So the Sagittarius full moon has, it was all about letting go. It's just recently been, obviously we're still in that energy as well. But yeah, it is all about letting go of any fears, of any doubts, of any confusion. It's like leading with your intuition. So of course, when we're clearing and we're letting go of these fears and doubts, you're innately going to be tuning in more with your intuition. So it gives us that opportunity, which I've really experienced and embodied, of like when you really clear that out, it's like this peace that you feel within yourself, within your body, and you've become out of that rat race that you have in your mind, and you start tapping into your body, and that best place within your body, that is your intuition, is what we call. So, making decisions, making choices, not from the mind, but from the body, and but from this space here. So the Sagittarius full moon is very much about that. It's about leading with your intuition. It's about stepping into your higher self. And what a better way to do that by looking at one particular center in human design, which I really love, and a lot of things do come back to this. But firstly, I want you to just reflect on right now, if maybe you're not into all this full moon stuff or astrology, whatever it is. Maybe you think it's kooky. I don't know. I'm not like that at all. Of course, I'm a bit of a skeptic with things. I definitely am. However, when you look at it and you actually experience it, you're like, oh my God, it's so true. It relates so much. So how can it not be true? Anyway, so just reflect right now, like, what is it that you need to let go of? What fears are coming up? What's holding you back? What's that one thing that you really want to do? And then what's that one reason of why you're not doing it? Because that is the thing, that is like the most inner dominating limiting belief or thought that we have going on. And that's ruling everything. That's the ego, that's the mind that's taking over. So you're looking at that, that's the first step. So the next step then that I want you to really think and ponder and feel into is feel where the intuition comes from in your body. So is it coming from, if you don't know, because I can tell you that through human design, and that's something that you can reflect on. But if you're not sure, really just feel into intuitively, because you know innately where in your body is that part for you. So is it your gut? Is it your gut instincts like myself? Do you have this strong connection with your emotions? So you're someone who, takes a lot more time. Is it this inner knowing that you have, which actually comes from our spleen center, which I'm about to talk to you about in human design? Like, where is it? Where does that come from for you? And so there's a couple prompts that we can look at. Our spleen center in human design is an energy center that is all about our fears. It's all about our instincts. It's all about our survival. And so you can think about all of the things that we've carried on, especially from the ages of 0 to 8 years old. All of this stuff that we've taken on that maybe weren't perceived meant to be in a certain way, but we've taken that on as kids, and everything that we've carried on, and other people's energies that we've taken on, especially if you're someone in human design who tends to take on more of other people's fears and projections, may not even be your own. It can also be other people's, and it just gets clogged and clogged and clogged and clogged until it just rattles you, and you do nothing, and you freeze, and then you go into the mind, and you're not in tune with your intuition because the fear is holding you back so much. And so you go into either fight or flight response. It's just this big loop. So the spleen is a really important center in human design, and it's actually what we call little gates that come off your spleen center, your energy center, that you can look at to help decondition, to help look at those fears and maybe your strengths, if you've got some of them colored in what we say without going to too much depth of human design language. But you might have some of them in your chart where it's really beneficial for you to learn and know about, so then you can move through it, and it can help you move through that particular fear. So that's something that's really cool too. So some journal questions that I would really love, and I can actually put this in the chat, I believe. So I'll just, hopefully it shows up the same for you guys as it does for me. I don't really know. Maybe that works. We'll just find out. Paste. Perfect. Is one, do I trust my intuition? How does it typically show up for me? So if you don't know where that intuition is for you, that's your first step. Next is, what am I holding onto for too long? What needs to be released? So that's a massive part of the spleen center as well, is like, where can I let go? Where can I just get rid of this? Number 3, what am I holding onto for too long as well? What needs to be released? Yes. Do I listen to my body and its needs? So really, like, do I rest? And rest will look different for everyone. If you're a manifesting generator in human design, you're probably someone who's more go, 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 has multiple projects. So maybe it's more like the movement. So like rest could be yoga for you. Rest could be dance and flow. Like it may not be you sitting there and meditating or whatever you think it has to be, or sitting on the couch. Maybe it's actually you, just moving your body, going to the beach, whatever it is. It looks different for absolutely everyone. So really knowing what these things are, it can be so simple, but we don't do them. It's so basic, but it's making sure that you know what this is for you and not taking on other people's and what you think it should look like. Do I honor my own sense of time? Do I respect other people's time? So the best thing you can do as a leader is, and something I've really found on my own personal journey, is stepping forth and leading by example. So not telling people, but showing people. So really, you know, how do you honor your own time? How is your own self-time management? We talk all about this in our 16-week journeys that we take people through in with our mentorship in the Freedom System movement. Time is a big one. You know, routines. Everybody comes to us and they're like, you know, I want to get better at my routines and da-da-da-da. It all correlates with each other and all links to this holistic health view. But time is a big one. So we talk a lot about that. And then it comes to, do I respect other people's time? If you don't respect your own time, you're not going to respect anybody else's time. So it's like taking radical responsibility and where you're at right now. And I feel like I've spoken a lot about radical responsibility, but not until this very moment in my life can I really say that I really understand what radical responsibility means. Like going through the depths, like looking at my finances, taking full ownership of it as a independent woman, all of these things, there's so many different levels. So, you know, looking at all areas of your life, and you can really look at, okay, where is like the one area of life that I really want to take radical responsibility in right now? Like, what is that area that I feel held back in? What do I feel? Where do I feel most challenged? And then taking responsibility there. So if you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat. I'll also pop in my scheduling link for you guys, so you've got that too. But yeah, if you've got any questions, I would really love to hear from you and just see what you've got, because yeah, from my experience, human design and everything that I've learned and embodied, we put so much love and passion into what we do at the Freedom System movement. And I know myself personally, Kristen does such a phenomenal job with our events. We've got our Portal of Sound event happening this Saturday at Coolum, which is, I'm so excited for. Feels like it's been forever. So we'll be back on the beach, and it's going to be 24 and sunny. So if you're on the Sunshine Coast, maybe you've never been, maybe you want to come, this is the time to do it. We're back, and myself and Kristen, we have, you know, such different beautiful energy as well at the moment. So yeah, it's just incredible what we're doing, and I'm so proud of it. So I've just put in the chat there. I don't know if it's gone to everywhere, but that's all good. You can also find it on my socials, on Instagram, in my bio, or on Facebook. You can book in a session. We're going to have a chat more about where you're at, like maybe some fears, or maybe what you're wanting. Maybe you're wanting some mentorship right now. We've got short-term, long-term bundles for you to look at. We really want to cater for everybody and want to support you in the best way that looks like for you. So hope you're having a beautiful day. I love the sun, that the sun's out and about. It's going to be out for the rest of the week, I believe. And yeah, I'm always here to chat about human design. I'll do that till the cows come home. I absolutely love it. And sending you guys all the love today. And the one thing I'm going to leave you with is, do you dare to step up? That's something that our incredible friend Leslie said to everybody in the group last night. He held the space for us women. And the one question he left us with was, do you dare to step up? So I'm going to leave that with you today. Do you dare to step up? You do. All right, guys, have a beautiful afternoon.